Last time we checked in on the state of Call of Duty was with that atrocious reveal trailer for Black Ops 7, the fact that it was getting ratioed into the ground, and hey guys, don't worry about it, Activision has gamers' backs, okay? They understand that, Call of Duty is going in a different direction than what the real fans, what the real gamers want. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to make those changes. And we're doing this totally because we listen to our audience and not because a Battlefield 6 is primed and ready to kick our ass. No, it has nothing to do with it at all whatsoever. No, of course not. But yes, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 returning to more authentic experience. Drops support for Black Ops 6 DLC skins and weapons. Now, yeah, here's the thing. Right? Call of Duty multiplayer has been cringe and gay for a long time, and that's kind of why I haven't been interested in hopping back in for a very, very, very long time. Seeing the likes of a washboard modeled Lara Croft or some unimpressive WWE superstars doesn't necessarily excite me, let alone Nicki Minaj or a Seth Rogen skin. Like, who the fuck is that for? And buying skins in a first-person game, it's like, I've understood people, needing to burn money, if they're stranded and they need to generate some heat, but never in my life have I ever thought of a more frivolous way to, rid yourself of disposable income. But regardless, that's the audience that Call of Duty and Activision have created for themselves. And now, well, in walking back certain aesthetic changes that have alienated a certain segment of the fan base, they're about to do the exact same thing to their quote-unquote modern audience. And well, it's once again, they're not exactly doing themselves any favors. So let's take a look at this. In a rare instance of AAA video game developer picking their player base over easy cash, not really, a desire to make Black Ops 7 a more authentic has led to developers Treyarch and Raven Software to walk back their previous decision to allow the use of previously purchased Black Ops 6 weapon operator and skin related DLC in the upcoming sequel. Yeah, because you can play as Beavis and Butthead, because that's what I want to do in Call of Duty. Say that Call of Duty has lost the plot when it comes to real-world military identity would be an understatement. On par with the Suicide Squad was kind of bad, yeah. While the franchise has been no stranger to both fictional and real-world crossovers, primarily by way of the Black Ops zombie mode. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was every iteration has featured celebrities, playable cast ever since the actors Sarah Michelle Gellar, Robert Englund, Danny Trejo, and Michael Rooker fought for their lives in the first game. Things started to completely go off the rails, yes, with the Modern Warfare 2 a reboot back in 2022, because yeah, that was pretty cool with zombies. Like, I was never a fan of zombies at all whatsoever, but yeah, when you can have all of those horror icons, or what was that for? I forget exactly what it was. Was that for Black Ops 2? It could have been when you were playing as the different world leaders. Like, what was it? Fidel Castro, JFK. It's like, oh boy, you're playing a shooter game, huh? And you have got JFK in there. Interesting. Hopefully he's wearing a helmet this time, or if they want to be realistic, if they were listening to their community at that point in time. You would have had Jackie O trailing behind them, picking up little fucking pieces of brain fragments. That would have been great. But yes, therein, rather than being relegated to an explicitly comical gameplay mode, as anyone, yes, has played zombies with friends can attest, yes, 10 series developer Infinity Ward unleashed a barrage of crossover cosmetics for the use in the game's regular multiplayer mode, including, a Nicki Minaj. They both look the same. I don't know what's more cringe, that Nicki Minaj skin or what Cardi B has been doing on the witness stand. And to make matters even more annoying, few of them have had any thematic relation to the first-person shooter franchise. Skin offerings running the gamut from popular streamers like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, to rapper Nicki Minaj and 21 Savage, to sports stars Lionel Messi and Kevin Durant. But nothing's going to top the cringe of having Cristiano Ronaldo as a playable fighter in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. The fuck are you thinking? But yes, to Starlight and Homelander of, The Boys, Todd McFarlane's Spawn, Skeletor, and Helsing protagonist Alucard. The fuck? I don't even know what the last two... Well, I know what Skeletor is, but the fuck is Helsing? I didn't know Alucard is Dracula backwards, I guess, spoilers. But yes, as announced by the studio, by Treyarch, in their August 2025 Call of Duty community update, operators, operator skins, and weapons from Black Ops 6 will no longer carry forward into Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting, and that's why Black Ops 6 operators and weapon content will not carry forward into Black Ops 7. Double XP tokens and gobblegums, the fuck are we doing? Will still carry forward because we recognize your time and progression are important, just not your money on those hundreds of dollars that you spent on all these goofy ass skins. I don't have any sympathy for those freaks, but at the same time, it's like you paid for a skin that you were told at the time was going to be usable and transferable across all of these yearly iterations of Black Ops, but then all of a sudden, because they want to be knee-jerk reactionaries to Battlefield 6, they'll just go ahead and cut it off, because of course they're going to. But of course, the changes applies only to Black Ops 7 multiplayer. Warzone, I still go ahead and do all of your goofy shit, because again, these battle royales are just simply, pop culture dumping grounds that just nauseate me to no end. But you would think, right, from the trailer reaction and from it getting absolutely savage to this obvious backtracking that is reactionary to Battlefield 6, what would ultimately be the health of the franchise at this point in time? Nobody's really looking forward to Black Ops 7 because, okay, like, just outside of all of the, the stupid meta when it comes to Call of Duty, how it is, chasing those Fortnite dollars when you're the, you're the industry head, you are the leaders in the genre. Why are you chasing other things? It makes no sense at all whatsoever. You've left yourself time to be damaged and overtaken. EA seen a weakness that they capitalized, and now you're responding to that. But you took for granted what brought you to the party to begin with was, seismic gameplay changes at that time. Like the gunplay in the original Modern Warfare was specifically for consoles. Okay, I can't speak to a lot of the PC shooters that were going on at the time, but yeah, Call of Duty really did set the standard, man. That's what outside of all of the girl boss and the a bunch of the other fucking stupid shit like chopping up Master of Puppets and having it play out of a boombox from the bottom of the ocean. It's like a lot of the aesthetic choices for that trailer were really bad, but a lot of people were also looking at the gameplay. That was because it was supposed to be a gameplay reveal trailer, and they were left wanting, to say the least. And so you would think that would have a knock-on effect for sales, early pre-sales, right? Well, apparently not. Black Ops 7 has already beaten Battlefield 6, and that's because of autopilot purchasing. Yeah, because we can go ahead and kvetch all day long, just talk about how, Call of Duty, man, you're really dropping the ball. And I know I've talked about it, and a lot of other people have as well. You can go back and watch the other videos. It's like, Call of Duty, yeah, it's not going to get knocked off by Battlefield 6. Black Ops 7 is still going to sell exceptionally well. It's just what's going to happen for Black Ops 8, what's going to happen for Modern Warfare 4, whenever they decide to do something original. How is Battlefield 7 going to perform in direct comparison to next Call of Duty game? Because yeah, Battlefield 6 might come out and it might end up, realizing all of the potential that we've seen from a bunch of those open betas, from DICE listening to the community and fixing some of the problems that are there. It might end up being a spectacular game when it's all said and done, but realistically, people know Call of Duty. Call of Duty has been synonymous with video game shooters for, Christ almighty, we're closer to 20 years than 10 at this point. So it's like, whenever the NFL stumbles, whenever they do cringe shit by putting social justice slogans in the end zone, you don't really think that, arena football is ever going to overtake them in a singular season. These things are incremental because the normies, they don't know quite yet. They might remember the name Battlefield, okay? They might remember that EA had a military shooter, and they might be interested to check it out, but they don't understand what is going on behind the scenes. A lot of autopilot purchasing, a lot of people that, just want to play the new Call of Duty. Them and their friends, they get together, they play, and they just have a couple of weeks of fun, and then they just, reconvene this time next year. So until you break them of that habit, you have those guaranteed dollars that are right there. Despite comments suggesting the Battlefield 6 will boot stomp Call of Duty this year, many believe the impending conflict between Black Ops 7 and EA's new Battlefield title has already been decided. In a recent report published as part of the Analia Analytics newsletter, it is suggested that Black Ops 7 will outsell a Battlefield because of consumer habits and nothing more. The report spoke of autopilot purchasing, with Call of Duty fans buying the new release year in, year out, even if they're displeased with the offering. That's why Battlefield 6 won't win this year. Yeah, but here's the thing, because we'll be able to take a look at the numbers when it's all said and done. It's like, okay, what's the discrepancy? Who's coming out and saying, oh guys, we have this many, we have this number of players, and we are so excited that all of these players are enjoying what they're experiencing, as opposed to this is how many units we sold. What's that gap going to be? When was the last time we had a head-to-head matchup between FPSs or military genre games come out in such close succession? What do those sales gaps look like? And then we can properly assess what the future for both of these franchises is going to be. Is Battlefield actually back? Are they going to be a viable contender for the throne? Has Call of Duty fallen? Are they going to recover? This was always going to be the likely outcome. This is no, backpedaling or coping. This is just, Battlefield 7 was always going to win the day. It's just, how much are they winning by? Is their lead shrinking? And what are they learning moving forward? Clearly, they understand that all of that goofiness, all of that Fortnite chasing, that ain't really it. It got a lot of money at the time. The quick dollar leads to a lot of long-term problems. And so, if they fail again next year with a suboptimal trailer, and Battlefield 6 is still going ahead strong, if another DICE EA shooter comes out at about the same time that the next Call of Duty comes out and it looks like trash, well, then there's an opportunity to overtake Call of Duty. But as for 2025, it's already been decided when it comes to sales, but when it comes to overall quality, we still got a couple of months to wait and see. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.